My name's Sarah Terry and I'm a school counsellor. So how has my business changed with the onset of COVID-19? Well, it's changed in the 2 lockdowns that we've had, or the 3 lockdowns. The first time we went into lockdown, obviously the schools just shut and everything just shut down, and it was really difficult because I'd got a lot of students who needed to see me, but there was nothing we could do about it. It was a very difficult time. We went into lockdown. Things had changed because the schools had adapted. Well, everyone's adapted, and a lot of external providers in schools had gone virtual or online, and so they allowed me to do the same thing. So obviously I deal with students who have mental health issues. They might have anxiety or something like that, and for them to be able to speak freely about the way they're feeling is really valuable. And so it is a little bit challenging because they're at home and they have to be what we call safeguarded by their parents. What that means in terms of the work I do is that if a student were to disclose that they were either harming themselves intentionally or unintentionally, or they were going to harm someone else, or they had harmed someone else, I have a responsibility to pass that information on. Now, normally in a school setting, it's easy because I go to the safeguarding person who I know who that is, and I just go and do a report and everything gets taken from there. This time we have to do it very differently because parents are that safeguarding person, so they have to agree that they are in the vicinity of the child whilst they're having their session with me, just in case anything happens. But then it's a bit difficult because the child doesn't want the parent in the room. But it's been enlightening really, because there are a lot of things that I've had to do differently that I would probably continue to do, because young people have adapted, or because they're already adapted so much better to technology, it sort of feels like second nature to them. So for me to do a virtual session with a student on their phone via FaceTime, or some of them like to message me or email me, and use Zoom and things like that. For me to do something like that with a student, they find it really easy. And so in some ways they tend to speak more freely than they do stuck in a room with me. So that's a really good thing as well, and that's something that I want to take forward. Another thing that I've really noticed is the difference in the types of students I have. So really, in a nutshell, yes, it's been difficult a little bit. Logistically it's been different, and my experience and my students' experience has been really different, but overall I look back on it as a real growth point for me and my business, and I think it will just help to introduce some new ways of working and helping young people access mental health services.